Hello guys, and welcome back to another video guide. Having looked at the manifold process, today we're going over a basic introduction to load balancing in Satisfactory. So if you do find this video helpful, then be sure to hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. So load balancing, also known as a perfect split, is the method of splitting all outputted items to the required ratio of inputs. Put simply, if you have 120 iron ore being mined and each smelter runs at 30 ore per minute, you would divide your output by the required input. So 120 ore divided by 30 ore per smelter, which equals 4. So we know that for this smelter array, we need to split the output conveyors equally between the 4 smelters. For this, we'd use a splitter, splitting between 2 lines so that we have 60 on each line. Then split each line into a gain, leading to the smelters. This balances the 120 before 4 lines, which would give us the perfect ratio of 30 items per minute on each conveyor. Now, I do need to stress that this particular example is an easy ratio, and as you get further into the game, unlocking more complicated ratios, this becomes exponentially more difficult. Thankfully, I do have a couple of guides for splitting ratios to help you out should you go down this path, which I will place in the top right hand corner right now. One thing that I will mention is people often overlook the throughput of the belts. Now, this also refers to when merging belts together in order to split them once again. Put simply, you cannot merge 8 constructors manufacturing screws together on a Mark III belt to then equally split to 3 outputs, as the 300 screws, one constructor is running at 50% for this example, cannot be transferred on a belt with a throughput of 270. So instead, you'll need to merge 2.5 constructors together, which is 40 plus 40 plus 20 screws to each of the 3 lines. This will allow us to run a throughput of 100 items per line per minute. But other than that kind of complexity, there's not much more to say about the load balancing technique. So let's talk about why you may use this ratio versus a manifold, which we covered a little while back. Manifolds are much easier to set up and scale, especially if you're new to the game and getting used to the game. However, what I would say is that there is something much more beautiful watching a factory constantly flowing, which is something you can achieve with load balancers. And to give you an idea of how a load balancing factory looks like, just check out Big Casper's Fan Factory Friday, which we covered the other week. It's a lot of work, but it does look great. Other than that, there's only being proud, knowing that you've challenged yourself and done what many people cannot do. Obviously, this does definitely come down to personal preference, whether you want to create this or not. But in my eyes, there really is no particularly strong reason for doing this if you're starting out in the game. As I did mention, we have got the links above in the top right hand corner if you are wanting to do this, to help you with splits, also to give you the Mythbusters episodes so that you can see why the efficiency is pretty much the same. But apart from that, that's all we have time for in this particular video. So if you did enjoy this introduction as to what load balancers are, then please do drop a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, obviously don't forget to subscribe, as we provide weekly Satisfactory content. Anyway guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and as always, ciao for now.